Meanwhile, as we look at summer-like weather all this week with 80s in the forecast, we also know that means people will be trying to have some fun in and on the water. So with that in mind, we have Graham Oakley joining us here this morning. Graham represents Rocky Mountain Paddleboard, and you're talking water safety. We'll get into some of the things you do as an organization and as a business, but let's talk about water safety. And I want to start with families with kids, especially young kids. What's the best advice for them as they hit the water?
I think one thing that's always important to me is prevention. So looking ahead at the weather, always keeping an eye on those afternoon storms that we know that always kind of blow through coming off the mountains. And then always have your kid in a life jacket. PFD is the number one form of safety.
Are you saying the weather changes quickly around here? Is that what you're suggesting?
Like a light switch, yeah.
How about tips for people who are out in the water? We know sometimes you can get overheated, you can get dehydrated. You're not thinking about some of those things when you're out there having fun, whether you're in the water or on the water in a boat. Any tips for dehydration or overheating?
I mean, I think, we love to be hydrated in Colorado, so always bring a water bottle with you, number one thing. And don't be scared to dip in the water where that's allowed as well. I think that's always a nice way to cool off.
Get the big paddleboard you brought with you here behind us this morning. Some of our viewers probably familiar with paddleboarding, others may be total beginners.
Sure.
What are some things that you need to keep an eye on when you have a paddleboard, because hopefully it lasts several years?
Yeah.
What are some of those things you want to make sure that the paddleboard still has on it or is still capable of doing before you hit the water in it?
Yeah, I mean, one thing, it's got to hold air. I think folks are often underinflating the paddleboard, so making sure it feels really rigid, it meets that 15 PSI. The other piece, I have one here in my little bag, but would always be to have a
bag of tricks.
Exactly, have a leash. Your paddleboard's a huge piece of flotation, and if you're attached to it, it's going to be a much better way to keep you attached and floating. So
Rocky Mountain Paddleboard obviously rents out paddleboards, but you also rent out other types of fun devices. Can you talk about what's available and where exactly?
Yeah, we're across 10 locations in the Front Range, so just picked up or just opening new locations at Stanley Lake, Georgetown, Horsetooth, as well as Big Soda Lakes, I think one that everyone knows, Cherry Creek Reservoir. I go on, we have many locations. We have kayaks, paddleboards, canoes. We also rent a pontoon boat at some of our locations. And then I think the really fun one is our party board. We call it the Fiesta Paddleboard. You can get up to 6 people on it. Really fun time. Throw a cooler on there and get all your friends out.
And have a day of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine you could probably talk about this next question for minutes on end, but maybe in brief, are there some spots? I know there are. Can you talk about which spots are best for certain activities?
Yeah, I mean, I think for paddleboarding, I always like to find a lake that has no power boats or no wakes allowed. So for me, the highlights are going to be Union Reservoir up in Longmont, Big Soda Lake right next to Red Rocks. You got a great view of the mountains there as another highlight as well.
Okay. I'm going to give you the chance to plug the website, because I know if people go there, they're going to get a whole lot of information that we don't even have time for right now.
I think, RockyMountainPaddleboard.com, we have season passes. So if you have a ski pass, we have a very similar pass. If you want to get out on the water and canoe, kayak, or do whatever all summer, it's unlimited. It's a really good opportunity to get out there.
In your opinion, since you're like the expert on the scene right now, in your opinion, when does summer start? Does it start Memorial Day weekend? Does it start the first day of June? Or does it not start until school's officially let out?
For us, we open this weekend, so May 9th is the start of summer for us. But
that's all that matters, right?
But we open most of our locations on Memorial Day weekend, so that'll be kind of the kickoff for us.
Graham, very cool of you to come in. I think we can push that information one more time. Rocky Mountain Paddleboard, their activities, all the waters they serve. You can find all of that again at their website, and we do appreciate you, Graham, for coming in this morning.
Awesome, thank you.